Yo, what's going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome back to a brand new Locals feature match. We are in round 2 for January 20th Locals. We are post-Maze of Millennia. Just for a reference, if you did not see the first round feature match, which actually was Labyrinth versus Melfi Spright, I'll leave a link that in the top right. And our Locals has a lot of Spright enjoyers, so it's no surprise to see that we have another Spright deck on the feature here this round with the Runic Furhider Spright at the table against Orcust. Horus. Horcust. I don't think we've had Orcust on the channel, and there's some adventurer stuff in there as well, as you can see. I couldn't tell you the last time we've had Orcust cards on the channel, so it's great to have this deck finally back on. And continuing with what I said in the last feature match, you know, I tried my best. I tried my best to keep the Rescue Ace and the Fire Kings as far away from the feature match table as I could. And so far we are delivering on that. So I'm a little shook to see here the Runic Furhider deck ending on the board that it did, Hugin with the Fountain Pass. Not a single hand shot was fired from the opponent, and we're just ending on this. Why couldn't this happen to me when I was playing, you know, I was testing for a regional, like, last year in the fall. And I remember I was DB grinding for that, and I played against so many Runic Furhider Spright matchups, and it's just, like, mind-numbing the amount of times I'd queue up expecting to play something different, and it'd be this same matchup, and the boards that this deck can put up are disgusting. Like, that is a understatement. Some very strong boards. The draw power is nuts. You have Fountain, you have Folgo. We're drawing 6 cards, multiple layers of interruption, and to see it end on that, it's honestly a little crazy. But yeah, this is the Devin versus Kevin matchup. This is the slugfest of 2024. That's what I'm hyping it up as. It's Devin v Kevin. Got Devin on the right, Kevin on the left. Whose strategy will prevail? Are you a Devin fan or are you a Kevin enjoyer? Post in the comments below. So we're gonna see the Orcust Girsu Mech Knight, both a Orcust and a Mech Knight. I know everybody has forgotten, myself included, that it is also an Orcust card because it's really been a Mech Knight card for the better part of the last, you know, 4 years. Since Harp Horror's banned, and there it is, bottom right of the screen, alert, he is back. Girsu now being a Mech Knight card here. So we're just going to see a very early battle phase, clear Hugin, clear token, leave the opponent with nothing but a Fountain, which has not been, you know, taken advantage of yet. No runic spells in hand, no nothing. At least not that we've seen, but actually they do. Psych, we've got a runic spell, and it's destruction. They're going to go ahead and summon out Sleipnir, one of the newest pieces of runic support and also generator support, and that's going to trigger Fountain to go ahead and draw 3. So Sleipnir, during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, banish both that monster and this card until the end phase. So it's basically like DPE that you can just E-Telly out of the extra deck for free. Yeah, pretty damn good card. And then the rest of the effect, I believe, is more sort of like targeted towards the generator archetype. But we did see Girsu dump Nightmare. Nightmare sends Harp Horror. Harp Horror brings out Skeleton. We are dark locked now because of all the Orcust cards. They just dark lock you when they activate their effect, but now we're seeing a super polarization, and yeah, that's just going to go ahead and be used to get into a Garura, and pitching a copy of Enchantress. Enchantress is going to go ahead and add a copy of Right. We cannot use the Right. We do not have the Right just yet, and yeah, going to go ahead and pick up and read this here Runic Sleipnir, and I believe there was a bit of a ruling question here. Or no, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. I'm thinking of something else. There's a ruling question that happens later on in this game. I don't think it's that crazy a ruling question, but yeah. So the symbol is used to bring back the Nightmare, And that gets us into Galatea. Guru lets us draw 1. Still finding a way to play through the board here. Galatea going to go ahead and recycle it. I mean, I guess I really shouldn't say the board. There really wasn't a board to play through. But just playing through what interruptions there have been so far, I guess. I mean, yeah. Getting into the Galatea here, the recycling a banished Orcust and setting a Orcust spell or trap directly from the deck. So we're going to set the Orchestrated Babble. This basically says all your Orcust effects can just become quick effects. That's basically what this card says. Also, if it's in the grave, you can just pitch a card from your hand to add it back. So just has a free way to get it back to your hand, free discard outlet. Kind of a crazy card even by today's standards. And here comes Dingirsu over top of Galatea. It can either send or attach a banished machine. We'll choose to attach the symbol skeleton, get that back in rotation. 2600. And gonna go ahead and link off again here into another Galatea, or could go for the IP Masquerade attack. It looks like they will choose to do just that. And what this has done basically is set up symbol skeleton engrave for the Dingirsu, so they can quick effect using the opponent's turn, bring out Ding to get a send, and then of course they have IP into SP. They do fire off earlier that Nightmare that does get Ash. They were trying to bring out Harp Horror with that most likely, and now they're going to go ahead and Destruction. And in response to Destruction, they are going to change symbol, and then I think in response to that, they are going to change Sleipnir to banish both itself and the IP, banish the top 4 along with it, and Ding comes down, and Ding can send or attach here. I mean, I guess you could argue like sending the field spell would be kind of nice, but they've probably got plenty of ways to get that back. So do you just attach this point? Well, it looks like they're just going to go ahead and send. I guess if you want them to get back to field spell, you are forcing them to discard. But then they've got Talons draw 2 into Fossil Dig, which is going to have grab the Rex for hire, which is honestly one of the crazier cards. Being a level 2, being a dinosaur. But now we're normal summoning Beat Bladesman. Especially when a fur hire monster from your hand except itself. It's going to go ahead and be the Rex. And if it's normal summon, you can add a spell trap. Fur hire from your deck to your main hand. From your main deck to your hand. Always hated how they worded the cards in this archetype in the way that they did so it would fit. It would fit that way. You can add 1 spell trap for hire, right? Get it? Funny. Yeah. Either way, here we're gonna see something pretty rare. I mean, the other effect of Donner Dagger for hire getting used. It does have another effect. It's not just a, what's the word I'm looking for? Not necessarily like Scrap Dragon type effect, but just the removal effect that it typically has. It does have a really strong in-archetype effect for fur hires. Yeah, going into the Fogo, activating Fountain, activating Tip, and they'll banish 1. They'll search out a copy of Flashing Fire, and that will be used on the Ding with no materials underneath it. No way to protect itself. They'll banish a couple off the top. Fountain will recycle. And they'll get to draw 3 more cards, and they'll get to draw a lot of cards because of Fogo's effect, which it says basically, let's see here. If a card your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can draw 1 card. Then if you control 3 or more monsters for hire with different names, draw 2 additional cards. And then, yeah, you blink, and we've got a myriad of Spright monsters on the board now. Blue, red, and Carrot, linking off here into SP Little Knight, banishing the Ding from the graveyard. That is also huge. And then the Donpa, gonna go ahead and bring back the Rex and set 1. End phase IP comes back, but Sleipnir cannot return. There's no room for it to come back. And yeah, Foolish Burial will get activated. It's going to get negated by the Carrot. And activating Fateful Adventure. And now they're going to go ahead and use Rex to bring out the, what is that? The Raphael And that'll trigger some effects. That triggers the Donpa, I believe. Yeah. If a monster fire is special summoned to your field, you can target a face-up card in the field, destroy it. And then that would trigger, again, the full go to draw more cards. And then, of course, Rafale is also just like a negate by pitching a Furhire. Kind of a crazy card. And it also has an effect on summon. You basically just get to activate up to the different number of Furhire monsters you have, add a card from your deck to your hand, and then just shuffle the rest back. And it's kind of similar to like Fukimadoshi Piper for Speedroids. It's just for the, obviously the Furhire deck. And here in Game 3, or Game 2 rather, we're going to see the Orcust Horus Adventurer deck get to go first here. Have a, a chance to establish a board here. Seeing all of their engines. No Orcust cards just yet, but I'm imagining we'll see a way to get there. Either maybe by a zombie vampire, or perhaps some other method. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Draco back. And grab the Griffin Rider, and then pitch the Draco back for the Griffin Rider. Summon the Griffin Rider, and then attach equip the Draco back. And we'll see if they go for the zombie vampire. Yeah, I don't know. We're going for the... there's our way into the Orcust engine, I guess, is using the Orchestrated Return. Discard an Orcust of World Legacy, draw 2, and they discard Harp Horror. It's a pretty damn good discard there, considering the fact that they have a Monster Negate and an Omni Negate already online. That's one, and that Foolish Burial in hand, too. Droll and Lockbird was also picked up off that Orchestrated Return. Harp Horror summoning Girsu hits a little different right now, I gotta say. And we'll just see what kind of an end board this turns into. I mean, you've already got two really fantastic forms of interruption on field. You've got follow-up. You've just got so many threats going. You've got the Fateful sticking around. If it does, obviously, is huge. You've got King Sarcophagus. You've got the Draco back, the Equip bounce at a moment's notice on the next turn. Now linking into Galatea. And then Galatea is going to return. They can go ahead and grab the counter trap here for another chance at an Omni Negate. But having Babel in play is also nice. But again, I feel like you can't necessarily go wrong with having just a free Omni Negate available on top of your already nearly indestructible end board here. But they're just going to go ahead and play it safe here. Go for Babel. Leave the Orchestrated Crescendo. Orcust Crescendo in the deck. Now activating Foolish Burial, and that's going to go ahead and send a card that, interesting enough, is cut off. I think it was World Wand. And then bringing back the Nightmare, overlaying into Galatea, attaching Simple Skeleton. And now we're really just loading our graveyard up for... I guess they could link into another Galatea. They load the graveyard up, they get Simple Skeleton there, they get Nightmare in there, which is also... getting Harp Horror in there, because again, it can't just Foolish a Harp Horror, and then Harp Horror can summon something else out. They have the Simple Skeleton to bring back Ding. And of course, they're going to go for IP Masquerena. Pretty damn nice board there. They're just going to quick effect Simple Skeleton, bring out Ding, and then just Ding attach Simple Skeleton to kind of get that loop established again. And Ding just has Blanket Protection. If cards you control be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just attach a material instead, which is kind of huge considering we have a lot of spells and traps right now that we'd hate to lose to something like Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster. Yeah, so that card being there just to protect the board is kind of insane. Also, early battle phases on things like IP, you don't really necessarily have to worry about anymore just because Ding is chilling there with that sort of non-activating protection. And now we're going to see Harp Horror activate. That's going to go ahead and resolve here, bringing out Girsu effect, dumping World Wand, which for some reason still does not have a higher rarity printing. And they're going to go to SP Little Knight now. Looks like they might be bluffing a evenly match here. They do not have it. I mean, it did force out a couple things there. And, ooh, you gotta love this. That makes me feel good. Seeing that Droll and Lockbird on Resolution, that Fossil Dig, that feels so good. Activating Tip. Well, of course, they will chain it in response to the Droll. You know, because you gotta, right? Use or lose it. Do we interact? I mean, we don't really have a way to interact with this. I mean, I guess you could Griffin Rider negate. Letting them get Fountain is a little, you know, a little sus, right? Because now at least they do have a way to play on your turn. But do you really care, I guess, is the real question. Normal summon Rex, special summon Carrot, special summon Blue. It's making them burn a lot of card advantage right now. Can they get it done? They still have to worry about a Griffin Rider. They still have to worry about an SP. They still have to worry about a number 90. Ding, protecting the field. They've got King Sark. They've got Draco back. They've got Fateful Adventure. They are under Droll. Things are not looking good here in the slightest. Now we head into what is a, honestly, very short-lived Game 3, where we see our Orcust player open triple Enchantress Girsu and a copy of Right to what is essentially full combo for Runic Furhire. And yeah, you're not going to get through that end board with those cards there. So they are, of course, going to just admit defeat. Very unfortunate ending for such a cool deck. I'd much rather see the Orcust deck win just because I have just a hatred for Runic Furhire at this point. But yeah, that's going to do it for this feature match. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. And last but not least, a big shout out goes to our current Divine Level channel members who are Pony Stark, Cadillacs, HH Cyber, Ms. Fid, Green, and Robin's Assistant. Thank you guys so much as always for showing me kind and very, very generous support of the channel.